Clark Farms and Creamery, located on Elk Creek Road in Delhi, is the cream of the Catskills. This dairy family is 5 generations strong. With a history rich in family values, education, environmental preservation, and progressive agricultural practices, Clark Dairy Farms continues to exemplify top-quality production and the love of all things dairy.
We're continuing our conversations with our Rising Star New Business Award recipients. And today we're at Clark Farms in Delhi, and with Kyle Clark, who started the Creamery here a few years ago. And that Clark Dairy has quickly become one of the brand ambassadors for the Catskills. Kyle, thanks for joining me here this afternoon. And we're in one of your dairy barns. First, congratulations on being one of our rising stars.
Thank you.
Tell us, how did the idea of starting a creamery come about?
Well, the idea, when I graduated college in 2017 and I came back to the farm, I guess it dates back before that. I guess my senior year of college, I had the opportunity to work in the dairy plant that was on SUNY Morrisville campus.
Okay.
And I figured, we had always had jobs on farms off campus and here and there, along with the majority of the friends from school. And I figured, why not do something different for my last year? Because I'm going to come home to the farm and probably work there the rest of my life. At least that was my intent. So I took that position, and I really enjoyed it, and I had a great relationship with my boss at the time. And I just kept exploring that. And when I was in high school, I'd always made maple syrup, so I enjoyed making a product and making something for consumers. So that's what kind of sparked the idea, and it was just that for 3 or 4 years. And then I thought, hey, why not have a little hobby on the side? And it just quickly grew into
hobby.
And that's why we're here today.
Well, let's talk about the kind of products that you have at the Creamery, because in a lot of ways, you've taken what I've always argued is necessary. You've almost taken the farm backwards in history.
Yep.
That the idea of having the on-farm creamery was something that was really a 19th century idea, not a 20th century idea.
Yeah, so that's just happenstance. Even a lot of the equipment that we use to process milk, some of it is 60, 70 years old, back when it was built for that scale. But some things that differentiate our product is our low temp pasteurization, and just having a single source of milk as opposed to being pooled with 2 dozen plus farms at other plants. I think that's what differentiates our taste and our quality.
The terroir, as they would say in wine circles.
Yep. So, and even doing the low temperature pasteurizing is kind of just a necessity of the equipment that's involved in processing this. It's basically all I could afford on a shoestring at the time. The plan was to upscale and update equipment and build efficiency in, but the taste profile and that everyone's come and say, oh, your milk is so creamy, it's so sweet. And we accredit it to that pasteurization process, so we're sticking with it.
So when did you launch the Creamery? When did you start sales?
We filled our first saleable bottle on March 1st of 2020.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was an interesting endeavor.
Talk about optimism.
Of course, it had taken 3 years to get there, so we weren't prepared for that. And everyone always asks, well, how'd you manage that through COVID and in the shutdown and stuff? And we started business really in the shutdown, so
yeah,
I didn't have anything to compare it to, so it's hard for me to answer that question.
And actually, I think because of COVID and folks taking a more active interest in where their food is being produced, how it's being produced, may have, in an odd sense, even kind of helped your sales initially.
Yeah, I think the local food movement was thriving to begin with.
It was, yeah.
But it was almost kind of a luxury sort of thing, and it almost became a necessity as the supply chains and the food supply chain especially kind of started to fall apart.
Yeah.
During the during the pandemic.
Yeah, these girls are the supply chain.
They are, yeah.
How many head are you milking right now?
We milk about 200, 210 right now.
And how much of the milk produced by that 210 go into the creamery here on site?
So the creamery we built, right now it's handling about 20% of that production.
Okay, okay. So talk a little bit about your product line, because you have a sensational product in the milk.
So we have pretty much a full line of fluid milks. We do heavy cream and half. And then we do a couple flavored milks. We do chocolate milk, which has been very popular. And we started a cold brew coffee flavor, which is also taking
Oh,
off.
I know. My heart beats still. Yes. And butter?
We do butter. We're slowing our cream demand's been so high lately that butter's kind of was a kind of a space filler for us for a while. If we had extra cream, that's what we turned it into, and we just haven't had any for quite some time. But it is on our product list. So
How big of a market do you have right now? I see that your trucks out there, so you're handling the distribution, it looks like.
yeah, we self-distribute. We have one distributor down in Middletown. Who
In
handles-
Orange County?
In Orange
Middletown?
County.
Okay.
And then we self-distribute. They probably do 10-15%
Okay.
of our production, and then we self-distribute everything else. We probably do about a 50 to 60 mile radius, and it accounts for probably 50 accounts, 50 to 70.
Okay. So you're just barely touching the Hudson Valley, but throughout
Right.
the Catskills.
We go as far as Hunter and Wyndham,
Okay.
and Bainbridge the opposite direction,
Okay.
Milford, Andes, out towards Walton, back to Bainbridge.
And I have to tell you, you've developed almost a cult following. When you see that Clark Milk sign on a building, folks go, and particularly, specifically for that product.
Well, thank you.
And it's really a testament to these ladies, but also to you and what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about what's the future for here at Clark Farms. We see in the behind us the new barn that you're going to be building, or you're starting to build.
Yeah, so we're working on a new cow barn, and we're going to robotic milking. We're really trying to. We're doing a lot on very little labor, so we're trying to double down on efficiency, technology, as we have said for 5 generations now. In fact, my great-grandfather was the first one in the valley to have a tractor, or so legend has it. So that's kind of always been in our mission, was to capitalize on technology and be progressive. So we're still moving in that direction. The creamery's running about at capacity. We do have, we have some plans to expand that. We really want to diversify that product line into some more niche products. And milk's a hard one to sell, and it's a fast turnover, so it's high stress. And so we have some things coming up. We might have eggnog this holiday season. So
I'm looking forward to that one. That would be great. So you said it's available in about a 50-mile radius of Delhi, but folks can also come here to the farm, not to go visit with these ladies, but go over to the on-farm store that you have here.
Yeah, our farm store is in the building right adjacent to the creamery, so
Yeah.
you can peek your head in the window and probably see the guys bottling the milk. There's cows in the pastures and all the surrounding areas, so you'll get a glimpse of some livestock for sure.
Terrific. And where's the creamery located?
We're 3 miles up Elk Creek from Delhi side.
Excellent. And that's off of State Highway 10. Excellent. Well, Kyle Clark, thank you for coming back to Delaware County and investing here in Delaware County. Just show that tattoo that you have here. Now that's commitment, folks. That is commitment. So thank you for being one of our rising stars this year, and keep up the good work here.
Well, thank you. We will.
For more information, call 607-643-6238.